Well, we are not cooking something
We're
like an
not.
ice cream treat. We are cooking a healthy treat this morning. What are you working on, Lucy?
Yes, today we are working on our Italian chopped salad, and this recipe I was inspired by years and years and years ago when we first opened our first Ace Hardware. You know, we have 4 Ace Hardware stores with our grocery stores, and we went up to Chicago because that's where Ace is headquartered. And so, of course, we went to one of the famous pizza places up there. I think it was Giordano's. And I had this chopped salad. And I'm just doing a little recreation on that today. I thought it would be good for, of course, since it's so hot outside. And it's so pretty, so it's a great summertime dish.
And everybody remembers the classic jingle that goes, Ace is the place with the chopped Italian salad. Classic jingle.
Classic,
Yeah,
yes.
no one can forget that. All right, so tell us what you're going to do to get started
Okay,
here.
so I have 2 cups of lettuce that I just shredded up, or you could just buy a bag of shredded lettuce. And I have 1 cup of frozen peas that I just let defrost, and half of a red bell pepper. I just chopped that up. And I have, it was about 8 slices of bacon that I just cooked and crumbled. And 3 green onions, and you could use red onions too, but I was just using green. And a 1/3 of a cup of crumbled blue cheese. Of course, if you don't like blue cheese, you could use feta if you like that, or shredded parm, or you just don't have to use cheese if you don't want to. And then I love this. Do you ever use this shaped pasta?
Mm-hmm.
Ditalini.
Yeah, that's fun.
This one is ditalini, and it's just a really small tube-shaped pasta. Of course, you could use little mini shells too if you wanted to. And the last ingredient, I had our red cabbage slice, but I decided to go ahead and chop it. So this is 1.5 cups of red cabbage. So I'm just gonna give this a little rough chop so it's easier to eat. And that is the base of our salad. And then we're gonna mix up a really quick little dressing to go on top.
Nice. So we're going to show you that as the show continues this morning. Also talk more about what's been going on this summer at Greer's and all of their locations. So much fun. So many fantastic products for you to check out. We'll be back in the kitchen in just a bit with more with Lucy.
Thank
Chelsea.
you.
Well, we are back in the kitchen with Lucy Greer with Greer's Market. She's cooking up a chopped Italian salad, and so far you've already put all of the first ingredients together, the base ingredients, but now we're working on the sauce.
Yes, exactly. The last thing we'll add is our 1.5 cups of chopped red cabbage, and we're just putting that on top of the pasta that we just cooked, that little ditalini shape I like. We just boiled that for 8 minutes. We have some bacon, green onions in there, some red bell pepper, some regular lettuce, and some green peas, and some blue cheese. So, of course, the great thing about this is anything you have in the fridge that you need to use up, or any of your favorite veggies, you could just do the same idea and put in there things that you like. So we're just gonna mix up our quick dressing. You can do this in a blender or a food processor. So we're just gonna start with 1/2 cup of mayo. And I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of red wine vinegar. Just guesstimate that here.
I think I can smell that one the most. I'm getting the hints of the blue cheese, plus also the vinegar, a little bit of that lemon juice as well.
Yes, we're going to have a
Citrusy,
little bit of
acidic.
citrusy, acidic, a little bit of a sweet. We're going to add a little teaspoon of honey in here. Had the last of my jar here.
I think you need a new one.
I know. I was like, oh, I'll use the last of that. All right.
Getting every last drop.
1/2 of a lemon juiced, and then the last thing is our a few spices. I have 1 teaspoon of dried Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of grated Parmesan cheese.
So I'm impressed you had all those memorized right there.
I am
they
too.
were all
I was
different
thinking,
measurements.
I never remember all these measurements, but I did. So then we're just going to whiz this up, and it might be loud, so I'll just do that over the break. And then we'll be ready to toss it. And the great thing about this is, even though it has the lettuce in it, I made one last night and put it in the fridge, and it held up well. So I was glad to see that. So I would say that if you were going to take it somewhere, you could certainly do it the night before, and then it would still be good. So that's a good thing, you know, on salads, you're kind of like, how's it going to hold up? But I think with like the hearty cabbage and the pasta, that little bit of lettuce has something to kind of cling to. So it held up well. So all we'll do is just toss this and get our dressing, and we'll be ready to eat.
I'm excited to see that, especially I like all the different colors that you have going on, the different variety of things going on. And also, Lucy, before we go on this one, what's happening at Greer's right now? What's going on? What's new with you guys?
It is hard to believe that we already had our 3-week celebration of year 107. So like I had already told everybody, we celebrate our anniversary after the 4th of July every year. So we had so much fun in the stores. Everybody had a customer appreciation day. And so if you want to see anything, we have all that posted on Facebook. And so that was a lot of fun. And now we're just kind of gearing up for
I know. I didn't want to say it.
which is a total bummer. Well, not for me. I'm like, I can't wait for the kids to go back to school. But most people, it's a bummer, you know, that the summer's ending. So now we're kind of like shifting gears, getting, you know, lunchbox stuff ready. So it's kind of interesting, of course, like in the grocery business, August is a little bit of a lull because everybody's buying uniforms and school supplies, and then all of a sudden it's like last minute before school starts, people are like, oh no, we got to go to the grocery store. So it kind of gives us a little bit of time and a little bit of a slow time to get things ready for those back to school last minute shoppers coming in before school starts. So we're but we're there to take care of all the lunch boxes and you know, back to normal meals. I think people will follow the ads a little bit more closely, you know, planning dinners and stuff like that. So there to help you save on your grocery bill after you buy school supplies and uniforms.
Here for all of the savings. And so when we come back with Lucy, we're going to be finishing up this chopped Italian salad. Excited to see the end results there.
Welcome back to the kitchen with Lucy. Today we are making something very refreshing, perfect for the weather today, a chopped Italian salad.
Yes, and we are at our finishing touches here. So in this bowl, we got all of our salad ingredients mixed together, which was 1.5 cups of red cabbage, looks so pretty in there. Chop that up. 2 cups of whatever lettuce you like, chop that up. Some red bell peppers, some bacon, a cup of green peas, some blue cheese, and then my favorite little pasta shape is ditalini. Have you used it before?
So it's actually in my our pantry right now. I use it a lot in like the fall when we make tomato soups. If I just want like a little pasta in there, I'll throw like a cup of that in there.
They're so cute.
They're
I know
so
y'all are
fun
thinking,
to eat.
okay, it's not that big a deal, but they are fun to eat.
They are.
Okay, so we just cooked the pasta and you know, cooled it off and put it in here. So we mixed up our easy dressing. I'm just going to get this off and this was 1/2 cup of mayo, and we added 1/2 of a lemon juiced, and we added a little bit of red wine vinegar, a tablespoon of some grated Parmesan cheese, and then just our spices. We used Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper, and garlic powder. And this is, and you could, of course, if you don't care for mayo, I like this just having the creamy Italian dressing. But of course, you could just do a vinaigrette. If you wanted to just buy your favorite dressing at the store and put that in there, you could do this too. So if you don't feel like doing this.
I just really appreciate, Lucy rarely, you guys, uses a bottle of dressing for any recipe. If it calls for dressing, she is making it homemade, but I just really appreciate it because it reminds me of how simple it is. And a lot of times I already have all of these ingredients in my house.
Yeah, exactly. And it didn't take much at all. It was just a little splash of this, splash of that, and it coats it nicely, and it's not too much dressing. And I was telling Jen that you can actually do this the night before, and it does hold up pretty well. You know, you would think that it wouldn't, but and two, if you were nervous about it and you were going to take it somewhere, you could at least get all of the salad ingredients mixed together, and then keep your dressing separate, and then toss it right before. But it would be great for lunch prep or dinner. Of course, you could throw in some protein in this too, and definitely make it like a one-stop just kind of cold salad. Shrimp would be really good.
Yeah, this reminds me of what's going viral right now on TikTok, at least on my feed. Everyone is getting like the ingredients of an Italian sub, which a lot of the same ingredients are in this, and they're chopping it all up like this, but putting it back on the bread, and everyone is raving about it.
Yes, I have seen one of those videos.
That? Yes, everyone's talking about it. So here's an option for you without the bread if you don't want the extra calories or carbs, whatever the case is. This is really, really delicious. Lucy, for more information, they can visit you in store or get your app.
Yes, we follow us on social. We post all of our ads and recipes and fun stuff going on in the stores. So come out and see us in the stores if you haven't visited us before.
All right, Lucy, you'll be back with us next Wednesday right here on Studio 10.